Hey YouTube, Shuki here with a review of the Power Rangers Samurai SwordfishZord. So this is the third Zord vehicle released. I'm reviewing it second because I'm reviewing it in the order that the show premiered them. Originally they shipped the Beetle with the TigerZord, and then the SwordfishZord joined later. For some reason, I don't know why exactly. But that's how they did it. But anyway, I'm reviewing this one second because I'm following the order of the show. So here he is. He's all nice and tiny. He's more like a guppy than a swordfish. And speaking of, actually, Kajiki Origami. Kajiki is a marlin, actually. He's not a swordfish. But regardless, he is a swordfish in America, so that is what he shall be called. And I actually really like this feature. It basically wags its little fin, and that's its gimmick. It swims. Exciting. And there really isn't anything else to this thing. It doesn't do anything else. It has a little mouth, and it goes like that. It extends. It gets happy. And then these fold out, but that really doesn't add anything to this mode whatsoever. So that's really all it does, is wag its fin. It shake its tail fin. Here is Kajiki Origami. As you can tell, once again, it is very large. One thing I like about the SwordfishZord is it doesn't have these ridiculous orange pieces. I don't know why Kajiki Origami had orange plastic pieces. I don't know whether they just molded them at the same time as the BeetleZord or Kabuto Origami or what, but they are obnoxious nonetheless. So, obviously the big difference is the tail fins. This is a lot more of an actual fin, while this is just a chunk of plastic that isn't plugged in properly. The disc, once again, is more oval. It's not even a disc anymore. It's just a design. And then, so obviously it can't open up, and you can't take the swordfish disc out. So that's a bit of a disappointment. And the biggest disappointment of the American version is it doesn't have missiles. It can't go and fire missiles. I find that to be a shame, because missiles are cool. But, yeah, that's really, I mean, the only major differences. And the inclusion of a mouth on the American one is, I think, kind of cool. Because this one didn't have a mouth. His little thing up here actually opened, and that looks really strange. So, I won't get into that. But, really, yeah, his gimmick was going like that. That was his gimmick. It was a terrible gimmick. But, anywho, as with the BeetleZord, this has a combination with the Samurai Megazord. So let's go ahead and do that. What we're going to want to do is take him apart like so. And that is all. For this, just flip these upwards. And just like the BeetleZord, we're going to take the helmet off and store it, tip in the camera, store it right in here in the dragon. And then go upward and plop that right on here. And extend that so it's all the way up. Again, just like the actual helmet, you lose the face quite a bit with this one. But yeah, that's it for the combination for the most part. It does have an additional feature. While the Japanese release features the entire chunk on its back like this, and then one of the attacks was it would bend down and then fire the missiles. And then another attack is that this would open up, and you can't see that because the camera doesn't go that high. The sword would fit right in here, and then he would headbang his way to victory. So this would just go back and forth like that. And so that was his attack. It was really stupid, and while I think this is the cleanest out of the combinations, it is also one of the stupidest. So we'll just kind of let him hang out over here. Obviously, there isn't any ports on the back to do anything like that with this, as far as attaching this right here goes. So what we're going to do on this guy is take off the ape, pop them off, and then this is going to pop off as a replacement arm. Then you take its sword and you shove it in here, and now you have an additional arm that has a giant sword blade attached to it. All nice and sword bladey. It's actually kind of cool. I hate it when you have to take a Zord off in order to make the combination, because then I feel like it's just not complete anymore. But attaching the blade like this and having a giant like death arm out of the swordfish is actually pretty cool. Obviously, there's no sort of rotation or anything to actually get a cool gimmick out of this. And the gimmick is still shaking its tail fin. But I feel like this is a lot more threatening than just attaching it to the back like the Japanese release. So again, while it gets points off for not being screen accurate, it gets additional cool points for having a sword arm. That's a win for me. I like sword arms. I like swords, I like arms, so I like sword arms. But honestly, this isn't too bad. And one thing that I did forget to show is that the Blue Ranger that comes with him, he looks really stupid and doesn't move. Just pegs right into that port right here, and he's along for the ride. He's all like, "Sup, foo? How about sword arm and stuff?" So yeah, those are pretty stupid. I don't know why they exist, but yeah. So I find that actually pretty neato. Not screen accurate, but neato nonetheless. So once again, I recommended on the fact that it can combine with the Samurai Megazord and add a cool death arm. But once again, for fans who want screen accuracy, you're not going to get it with these. If you want screen accuracy and full playability, you're going to have to get the Japanese releases of these toys. But for what it's worth, I actually really like it. And I don't know, I just like sword arms, I guess. But once again, the $16.99 price tag at Toys R Us is not worth it. I wouldn't pick this up for $16.99 if you were on a budget, because it's not worth that, and honestly, you can get a Kajiki Origami for pretty close to $17 nowadays. So, with that in mind, I recommend the Japanese version over the American. But if you're just looking to pick something up on a whim, it is really cool if you own the Samurai Megazord. So, again, with all of these toys, it's a recommended because they are pretty fun, but not recommended based on price. So, again, take it or leave it, really. I like it. I think it's cool, and sword arms are for the win. So you can check out a written review at shukinshinobi.com, and of course you can discuss Power Ranger Samurai and Shinkenger and all the other fun toy-related things at the RAM boards at RiseRangeRambles.com. So take care and have a great one. Bye.